Good morning, Year 6, and welcome to another maths lesson. Today we're going to start finding missing angles in a variety of different shapes. So, as per usual, please make sure you've got some paper and a pencil. You might also want a ruler in order to do your calculations. I'm going to share my screen with you, and we're going to start by doing our morning arithmetic. Now, remember, normally at school you would have 30 minutes in the morning from 8:30 to 9 o'clock in order to complete your arithmetic and reasoning, and that's separate from the maths lesson. So when we're doing our morning arithmetic, it's not part of your maths lesson, it's part of that part of the other provision for your maths throughout the day. It's separate from the maths lesson. So if you would like to, what you can start doing is doing your morning arithmetic separately and then coming back and doing the maths lesson later. Either way, can you pause the video now and have a go at these 6 questions? You need to make sure you've done all 6 arithmetic questions before you move on, because we're going to go through the answers next. If you haven't been answering all 6 arithmetic questions, it's time to start doing so now. Okay, for the first question is your long multiplication. Your answer should have been 21,735. Remember, that's worth 2 marks in an arithmetic test. 45.2 times 100 is 4,520. Find the value of A. 4a minus 6 is equal to 14. First, we have to get rid of 6 by adding 6 on the other side. 14 add 6 is equal to 20. Now I know if 4a's are 20, to find 1a I divide by 4, which will give me 5. A is 5. This subtraction here, hopefully you managed to get it correct. The only thing that could have potentially gone wrong is if you didn't line your digits up by the decimal point. So make sure you're doing that correctly, please. 2/7 times 4, that's 4/1, so that would be 8/7, or you could have simplified that to 1 1/7. And finally, 1 1/5 subtract 2/10. We convert 1 1/5 into 6/5, and then we need to make that tenth, so we times by 2 to get 12/10. 12/10 take away 2/10 is 10/10, or another way of writing that is 1 whole. Okay, time for your reasoning. Time for your reasoning questions now. The first thing that you need to do is name these 3 parts of the circle. You need to choose and spell them correctly from the words at the bottom: radius, circumference and diameter. Then you have a question. It says the diameter of a 10p coin is 32 millimeters. What is the radius? Please pause the video here and answer these 4 reasoning questions. I'm going to go through the answers now, so make sure you've answered all 4 questions. Okay, the smaller measurement across the inside of a circle is the shorter word, which is, of course, radius. So the radius is the distance from the circumference to the centre point. Diameter takes you from the circumference on one side through the centre point to the other one. So this number 2 was diameter. Make sure you're getting your spellings correct by checking against the spellings at the bottom. And finally, the measure around the outside is circumference with an F, not a PH. Okay, if the diameter of a coin is 32 millimeters, what is the radius? To get from 32 millimeters as the diameter to the radius, you're dividing by 2. 32 divided by 2 is equal to 16 millimeters. Make sure you put your unit of measurement in. If you didn't, add it in now. Okay, today's work, we are calculating missing angles. The date today is the 28th of the 1st, 2021. We are learning to calculate missing angles. Your do now questions will help you throughout the rest of your lesson, so please can you solve them now? Question 1, how many degrees in a right angle? How many degrees in 2 right angles then? Well then, how many degrees in a straight line? 1, 2, 3, 3 questions to answer. Pause the video now, pause the video now and have a go at those 3 questions. Okay, before we move on then, it's really important that we know these facts, all right? In a right angle, so that's a 90-degree angle, we know, I've just said the answer. In a right angle, we know there are exactly 90 degrees. 2 right angles together then would be 180 degrees. And that means as well then, when we look at a straight line, that can be made from 1 right angle on the left, another on the right. A straight line is 180 degrees. A right angle is 90 degrees and a straight line is 180. If you didn't get those facts correct, please can you make sure you write them down now? A right angle, which is marked with a square, is 90 degrees, and a straight line is 180 degrees. Please write them down now because you'll need them throughout the rest of the lesson. Okay, so I'm going to start going through the questions, and just like before, I'm going to model one, then you're going to have a go at one, then I'll model one, then you'll try one. Throughout the whole lesson, there's two very simple steps. Step one is to identify the whole. Are we looking at a right angle or a straight line? A right angle, remember, is 90 degrees. A straight line is 180 degrees. So I need to look at the most exterior or the exterior angles of this. I can see this line and this line are my exterior lines. That tells me I've got a right angle at 90 degrees. So identify the whole 90 degrees. Step two, take away the angles you do know. If I subtract 13 degrees from then I should be left with my angle that I don't know. So 90 degrees subtract 13. 0 minus 3 is not possible, we'll regroup. 10 minus 3 is 7 and 8 minus 1 is 7. 77 degrees. This here should be 77 degrees. If you want to check it, try adding those two up and see if it makes 90. 377 is 80, add a 10, that's 90. Fantastic. So it's time for you to have a go at an independent question. Please, can you write down on your piece of paper underneath the do now questions that you've done already? This is question 4 now. Go back and check you've identified correctly the previous questions. You're going to pause the video, start by identifying the whole, taking away what you know to find what you don't know. Pause the video now and solve this question here. Oops, sorry. Okay, I'm going to go through it now then. Well done if you pause the video and answer the question. Identify the whole. We're looking at the exterior lines. They tell us we're looking for 90 degrees. Step 2, take away what you know. That's 21 degrees. 90 degrees, take away 21 degrees is how I'm going to find my answer. Again, I'm going to have to regroup here. 10 minus 1 is 9 and 8 minus 2 is 6. Well done if you said the answer was 69 degrees. Can you please make sure you're putting your degree sign up at the top? It's like a really tiny little 0 at the top of your number. Okay, well, we're going to look at one that's slightly more complicated now, but it's exactly the same steps. Step 1, identify the whole. I'm looking at my exterior lines and I can see that's 90 degrees. Take away the angles you do know. Now, you've got a choice here. You can either do this by doing 90, take away 11, take away 34, depending on how confident you are with your subtracting, or you can add them together first and do 90, take away, okay, well, what's 11 add 34? That's 45. So it's completely up to you how you solve these questions, so long as you remember to take away both of the angles, whether that's through adding and then subtracting or subtracting and subtracting again. I think myself personally, I would prefer to add and then subtract, but it's completely up to you. So 34 add 11 is 45, 90 take away 45 is 45 degrees. If I'd solved it the other way, I would have been doing 90 take away 1 take away 4, regrouping here. 10 take away 1 is 9, take away 4 is 5, 8 take away 1 is 7, take away 3 is 4, 45 degrees. Either way, same answer. You're going to pause the video now and have a go at this question. This is question 5. Write down question number 5 and pause the video. What's the missing angle? Okay, I'm going to start going through the answer now, so please make sure you finish doing this calculation all by yourself first. Step 1 is to identify the whole. Again, I can see this exterior lines are right angles, so that's 90 degrees. I now need to take away the angles I do know. As I said before, I prefer to add and then subtract, so I'm going to do 36 add 14. I can see the 6 and the 4 will make 10, so I'm at 40, add a 10 to get 50. 90 degrees, take away 50 degrees is equal to 40 degrees. Well done if you said 40 degrees. Okay, we're going to have a look at this question now. Step 1 is to identify the whole. My exterior lines, I'm no longer looking at a right angle, I'm looking at a straight line. Can you remember how many degrees in a straight line? Well done if you said 180 degrees. My whole is now 180 degrees. Now step 2, take away what I know, just like before. Again, up to you if you do this mentally or using a written method. I might do this one mentally just to show you how you might go through it. So I'm going to show you the mental method that I would do. 180 take away 30 first would give me 150. Now to take away 6 would give me 144 degrees. Okay, it's, as I say, up to you how you want to solve it. Some of you might feel more comfortable doing yours using the subtraction method. Completely up to you, but the answer there was 144 degrees. It's your turn now. Pause the video and have a go at question 6 in exactly the same way. Okay, if you haven't done question 6, please can you pause the video now and make sure you're doing it? Okay, part 1, identify the whole. I'm looking at a straight line, so it's 180 degrees. Part 2, subtract what you do already know. I know that's 129 degrees, so I shall subtract that there. Okay, I'm going to use the formal written method this time. So I'm going to regroup. 10 minus 9 is 1, 7 minus 2 is 5, and 1 minus 1 is 0. 51 degrees was the correct answer there. Well done if you said 51 degrees. Okay, let's have a look at this question. It's my turn now. Identify the whole. The whole is a straight line, and that is 180 degrees. Take away the angles you know. In this question, I need to be careful and notice there's 2 angles that I know. So I'm going to add them together first. 30 add 40 is 70. 6 add 6 is 12. 70 add 12 is 82. I'm subtracting 82 degrees. I know that I'm going to here use I'm going to use a mental method for this one because I know it's going to be much easier. 180 take away 80 is 100, take away 2, and I've got 98 degrees. I could also have solved that by doing 180 degrees, take away 36 degrees, regrouping here, and then taking away 46 degrees like that, doing my regrouping and getting 98 degrees. So remember, it's up to you which method you're using. Can you have a go at this question? This is question 7. Pause the video now and try one just like the one I've done. You're looking for this missing angle here. Don't forget the 2 steps. Okay, if you haven't yet paused the video, can you pause the video to solve this question? Well done if you've already paused the video and you've done this question. I'm going to go through the answer now. So step 1, identify the whole. It's a straight line again, so I'm looking at 180 degrees. Step 2, take away the angles you know. I'm going to add them together first. 53 add 61. I'm going to do this one in my head, but if you can't do it in your head, remember to make sure you're using the written methods. Okay, I know that 50 add 6 is 110 and 3 add 1 is 4. So I'm taking away 114. Again, if you want to do this subtraction in your head, you could do, or you can do it like this to make sure you're getting the mark. So 10 subtract 4 is 6, 7 subtract 1 is 6, and 1 subtract 1 is 0 degrees. However you may found your answer, so long as you got 66 degrees, well done. Okay, for the next set of questions, you need to know this fact. So far, we've said one right angle is 90 degrees. We've said a straight line is 180 degrees. But how many degrees in 4 right angles, which is also exactly equivalent to 1 full turn or a circle? Well done if you think the answer is 360 degrees. 1 full turn is 360 degrees, and that's the 3rd fact we need for today. So for this group of questions, you can see that you've got a full turn here. Step 1, identify the whole. That's a full circle. You can see that line going all the way around the outside, so I'm looking at 360 degrees. Subtract what you do know already. Well, that's 83 degrees. 360 take away 83. I'm going to do some regrouping to help me here. 10 take away 3 is 7. 5 take away, oh dear, I'll have to regroup again. 15 take away 8 is equal to 7, and then 2 goes here. 277 degrees. So it's your turn to have a go at a question like that. Identify the whole and take away what you do know. Pause the video now and solve question 8, please. Well done to everyone who's paused the video in order to solve question 8. We know that the whole is 360 degrees, and we subtract what we already know, which is 271 degrees. Okay, so I can't do 0 minus 1, so I'll regroup. 10 minus 1 is 9. Now I can't do 5 take away 7, so I'll regroup. 15 take away 7 is equal to 8. Sorry. And 2 take away 2 is equal to 0. Okay, so my answer is 89 degrees. Well done if you got the answer 89 degrees. All right, so in this one, most of you can probably already tell what you need to do, but you're going to identify the whole, 360 degrees, and then you're going to take away what you know. I'm going to add them together first. 200 add 74 is 274. 360 take away 274. Regrouping once again to find 86 degrees. Now it's your turn to try one like that. Can you pause the video now and try question 9? Pause the video now and try question 9. Okay, I'm going to go through the answers now. Make sure you've done question 9. I know my whole is 360 degrees because it's a full circle. I'm going to add up what I know. 190 add 105 will get me 295. 190 add 105 will be 295. So I'll subtract 295 from 360. Well done if you got this far. 0 minus 5 isn't possible, so I'll regroup. 10 minus 5 is 5. 5 minus 9 is not possible. 15 minus 9 is equal to 6, and 2 minus 2 is 0. 65 degrees. If you didn't get that one right, try and work out where you went wrong. Was it identifying the whole? Did you make a mistake in your addition? Or was it in your subtraction? If you know what you've done wrong, you know how to get it right next time. Okay, it's over to you now. What I'd like you to do is try the next 6 questions. Remember your 3 facts: how many degrees in a right angle, how many degrees in a straight line, and how many degrees in a circle. Once you've answered these questions, there's some challenge questions on the next slide that you might want to try, and then I'll go through the answers. If you don't want to try the challenge questions, you don't have to, but you do have to mark your work, so make sure you're watching long enough to skip through to mark your work. Everyone needs to complete up to question 15, however. So have a go at these questions, and remember, if you can't remember how many degrees in a right angle, a straight line, or a full circle, you can flick back through the video in order to help you. Pause the video and try these 6 questions. Right, here are the 4 challenge questions. For these 4 challenge questions, you need to find the different letters, but you're going to have to think really carefully about what facts you use to find them. If you want to do those 4 challenge questions, pause the video and have a go at them. I'm going to go through the answers now, so make sure you've definitely completed up to question 15 before I show the answers. Okay, so here are the answers for all of the questions all the way from 4 to 11. Pause the video to mark your work. If you think I've made a mistake, make sure you let me know in a comment on Seesaw what you think my mistake was. So upload your work and then underneath write, I think you made a mistake on question 8 because you thought the whole was 360 degrees, but it should have been 180 degrees. I'm going to now show the next page of answers, so make sure you've finished marking this page. Okay, the answers from question 12 to 19 are shown here. Well done if you had a go at the challenge today. Very, very impressed. Please don't forget to upload your work onto Seesaw, including your arithmetic and reasoning. If you haven't yet done your arithmetic and reasoning for the day, please can you go and do it now. Well done everyone for working hard, and I'll see you tomorrow when we're going to be learning about triangles. Bye.